Carbs can be your best friend or your worst enemy when you're trying to bulk up. I learned this firsthand in my early bulking days, loading up on everything from wholesome oatmeal to donuts and candy bars. The result? Some carbs fueled my workouts and lean gains, while others just made me crash or pack on fat. Today, I will rank various carb sources from S tier, the superstars, to D tier, the diet destroyers, based on their nutritional value for bulking. I'll share a lot from my personal experience with each food, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and back it all up with research and studies. We'll also chat about cost and prep time for each carb, because let's face it, convenience matters too. Even if a food is cheap or quick, its tier rank is based purely on nutrition. White rice is a classic bulking carb, cheap, easy to prepare, and easy to eat in large amounts, making it great for adding calories without feeling overly full. However, it's a refined grain, stripped of fiber and key nutrients, with only about 0.6 grams of fiber per cup, and a glycemic impact close to pure glucose. While the quick insulin spike can be helpful post-workout, relying on it too often may lead to fat gain. It's usually fortified with B vitamins and iron and is easy on digestion, which is useful for sensitive stomachs. Still, compared to whole grains, it lacks nutritional depth. Final ranking, C tier. Good for calories and convenience, but not a top-tier choice for clean, nutrient-dense bulking. Quinoa is a true nutritional powerhouse and earns a clear S tier ranking for bulking carbs. Technically a seed, but eaten like a grain, it outclasses most traditional carbs with about 8 grams of complete protein per cooked cup, rare for a plant food, and over 5 grams of fiber, more than brown rice. That fiber helps control blood sugar and keeps you fuller longer, while the complete protein supports muscle repair and growth. It's also packed with micronutrients like iron, magnesium, phosphorus, and zinc, with some studies showing it delivers 3 to 4 times more nutrients than brown rice. From personal experience, quinoa provides steady energy without crashes and feels better than refined carbs. The only real downsides are cost and a slightly longer cook time, about 15 to 20 minutes, but the quality makes it worth it. Final ranking, S tier, for its unmatched combo of clean carbs, complete protein, fiber, and nutrient density. Quinoa is a bulking all-star. Candy, cookies, and sugary snacks fall squarely in the D tier. No surprise here. While they offer quick carbs and calories, they're nothing but empty calories with zero nutritional value. I learned this the hard way during a dirty bulk. Chasing quick energy from candy left me with blood sugar crashes, poor recovery, and extra fat gain. Sweets digest fast, don't keep you full, and contribute nothing to muscle repair, vitamins, or satiety. High-sugar diets are also linked to weight gain and increased obesity risk. Yes, candy is cheap and convenient, but that short-term energy burst comes at the cost of long-term progress. Final ranking, D tier. Treated like dessert, not fuel for gains. Pasta is a tried-and-true bodybuilding carb that lands solidly in B tier. It's easy to eat in large portions, great for hitting calorie targets without feeling too full. A go-to energy source, pasta fills muscle glycogen stores and fuels intense training sessions. Cooked al dente, it even has a moderate glycemic index, offering a slower blood sugar rise than many refined carbs. Nutritionally, regular white pasta is decent. It provides 7 to 8 grams of protein per cooked 100 grams and is enriched with B vitamins and iron. But it lacks fiber and micronutrients found in whole grains. Whole wheat pasta is a better choice for those focused on nutrient density, though white pasta is useful when quick digesting carbs are needed. Cheap, fast to cook, and endlessly versatile, pasta is a practical tool for bulking, even if it's not the most nutrient-packed carb around. Final ranking, B tier. Reliable, effective, and easy to include in any muscle-focused meal plan. Sweet potatoes earn an easy S tier when it comes to clean bulking carbs. They're packed with complex carbs, fiber, about 3.3 grams per 100 grams, and a ton of micronutrients. Most notably beta-carotene, which provides over 100% of your daily vitamin A in just one serving. That means better immunity, recovery, and overall health. They also have a lower glycemic index than white potatoes, giving you slower digesting energy and keeping you fuller longer. Perfect for sustained training output. I've used them in countless meal preps and always feel more energized and satisfied compared to quick digesting carbs. Add in potassium and vitamin C for muscle support, and you've got one of the cleanest carb sources out there. Prep is simple: bake, microwave, or roast, and they're naturally sweet without needing extras. Sweet potatoes give you real fuel without fat gain side effects. Final ranking: S tier. Nutrient-dense, blood sugar friendly, and a muscle-building staple. Couscous is a convenient and fast-digesting carb, but nutritionally, it's pretty basic, earning it a C tier. Made from semolina wheat, most couscous is refined and lacks the fiber and nutrients found in whole grains. Its glycemic index is moderate, around 6, similar to white rice, and while it delivers energy, it doesn't do much else unless paired with fiber or protein-rich foods. It contains small amounts of selenium and B vitamins, but the overall profile is modest. That said, couscous shines in prep speed. Just 5 minutes with boiling water and it's ready, which makes it a great emergency filler carb. Go for whole wheat versions when you can, but overall, couscous is best used occasionally for variety, not as a core bulking staple. Final ranking: C tier. Fast and convenient, but nutritionally middle of the road. Whole grain bread is a convenient, nutritious carb I've used often for quick bulking meals, like turkey sandwiches or peanut butter toast. Unlike white bread, real whole grain options retain the bran and germ, offering more fiber, protein, and essential micronutrients like magnesium, iron, zinc, and B vitamins. That extra fiber helps keep blood sugar levels steadier and supports digestion, which makes it more satiating and better for lean muscle gains. I've noticed it gives me longer-lasting energy than refined carbs, and one study even showed whole grain bread boosts calorie burn during digestion, likely thanks to the fiber. It's affordable, quick, no cooking needed, and easy to build meals around, which is a major plus when bulking. While it's still somewhat processed and not quite as nutrient-dense as whole foods like quinoa or sweet potatoes, it holds its own as a reliable daily staple. That's why whole grain bread lands in A tier. Sugary breakfast cereals land firmly in D tier, despite all the marketing hype. Those frosted flakes, colorful loops, and chocolate puffs might look fun, but nutritionally, they're more like candy than a quality carb source. Most are made from refined grains, blasted into shapes, then coated in sugar, often listed as the second or third ingredient. I used to eat big bowls for the carbs, but I'd crash hard a couple of hours later, which makes sense since these cereals have a high glycemic index, spiking blood sugar and insulin rapidly. They're typically low in fiber and protein, leaving you hungry soon after, and they contribute heavily to added sugar intake, especially in the US. While many are fortified with synthetic vitamins, that doesn't make up for the lack of real nutrition. The only upside is convenience. They're fast and cheap, but that doesn't justify the downsides. If you do reach for cereal, go for high-fiber, low-sugar options. But as for the sugary ones, they're empty calories that do more harm than good during a bulk. That's why they sit squarely in D tier. Brown rice earns a strong A tier for bulking carbs, and for good reason. It's affordable, filling, and far more nutrient-dense than white rice. I made the switch when I realized how much more fiber and micronutrients it delivers. Since it retains the bran and germ, brown rice gives you 3 to 4 grams of fiber per cup, which helps digestion and slows glucose release for steadier energy. Its medium glycemic index makes it better for blood sugar control than high GI white rice. I've personally noticed I stay full longer and feel more energized using it in meal preps. Nutritionally, it packs B vitamins, magnesium, phosphorus, manganese, and selenium, nutrients essential for muscle function, hormone health, and recovery. It's not quite as micronutrient-rich as quinoa, but it beats most other grains in balance and cost. Sure, it takes longer to cook and has a chewier texture, but for the fiber and nutrient payoff, it's worth the time. I often prep big batches or use microwave pouches when in a rush. Whether you're looking for steady fuel or long-lasting fullness, brown rice is a go-to bulking carb, and that's why it comfortably sits in the A tier. Rice cakes might seem like a clean, fitness-friendly snack, but from a muscle-building nutrition standpoint, they fall into D tier. While they're marketed as a light, healthy option, they're really just puffed starch with very little actual nutrition. Made by applying heat and pressure to white or brown rice, the process strips most of the nutrients, leaving you with a high glycemic, low-fiber carb that spikes blood sugar quickly, sometimes as fast as pure glucose. I've tried using them in my early days of clean eating and always found myself hungrier afterward. One plain rice cake gives you around 35 calories and 7 to 8 grams of mostly empty carbs, with almost no fat, protein, or micronutrients to keep you satisfied. Even brown rice versions don't offer much improvement, since the puffing process still turns them into fast-digesting, low-satiety foods. While they're cheap, convenient, and work as a vehicle for higher-calorie toppings like peanut butter, rice cakes on their own aren't doing your bulk any favors. They're best used sparingly or paired with something more substantial. But as a standalone carb source, they simply don't measure up. D tier all the way. Buckwheat is an underrated powerhouse that earns a clear S tier spot for bulking carbs. Though technically a seed, it's used like a grain and shines both nutritionally and practically. With around 13 grams of protein per 100 grams raw, including essential aminos like lysine and arginine, it supports muscle repair better than most carb sources. Plus, it delivers about 10 grams of fiber and has a low to moderate glycemic index, meaning slower energy release and better blood sugar control. From personal use, whether as buckwheat groats, pancakes, or soba noodles, it's one of the few carb sources that fuels my workouts while also adding quality protein. It's rich in minerals like magnesium, manganese, and copper, and it's naturally gluten-free with antioxidants like rutin for added health perks. While not quite as cheap as rice, it's still affordable and quick to cook, especially in noodle form, making it a convenient staple. For muscle building, steady energy, and added protein, buckwheat hits all the marks. S tier without question. White bread is made from refined wheat flour, which means the bran and germ are removed to create a soft, fluffy texture, but at the cost of losing most fiber, protein, and essential nutrients like vitamin E, B6, magnesium, and potassium. This refining process leaves you with mostly quick-digesting starch that spikes blood sugar rapidly, thanks to its high glycemic index of around 75, leading to faster insulin responses that can promote fat storage during a calorie surplus. Although many white breads are fortified with some B vitamins and iron, they still lack the full nutritional benefits of whole grain bread. Because it's low in fiber, white bread doesn't keep you full for long, often leading to quicker hunger and less stable energy. High consumption of refined grains like white bread is also linked to poorer metabolic outcomes, including weight gain and increased diabetes risk. While it's cheap and ultra-convenient, for quality bulking, whole grain bread or other complex carbs are much better choices. I personally noticed improved energy and body composition when switching from white to whole grain bread. Treat white bread as an occasional indulgence rather than a daily staple. Final ranking, D tier. Oats are a nutrient-dense whole grain packed with fiber, including beta-glucan, which helps lower LDL cholesterol and slows carb digestion for steady energy and stable blood sugar, ideal for bulking. They provide about 5 grams of protein per half cup dry with a good amino acid balance, plus important micronutrients like magnesium, manganese, phosphorus, zinc, and B vitamins. From personal experience, oatmeal keeps me full and energized longer than high GI breakfasts, reducing mid-morning hunger. Steel-cut and rolled oats have a lower glycemic index, while quick or instant oats are more processed and spike blood sugar faster. Oats are affordable, versatile, and easy to prepare, whether hot, overnight, or blended in smoothies. Overall, they deliver a well-rounded package of carbs, protein, fiber, and nutrients that support muscle growth and sustained energy. Final ranking, S tier. Rolled oats, also known as old-fashioned oats, are steamed and flattened oat groats that cook faster than steel-cut oats while retaining most of their nutrition, including fiber, protein, and key minerals. They're very similar in macronutrient content to steel-cut oats, but have a slightly higher glycemic index because they're more processed and digest quicker, leading to a faster blood sugar rise. For example, instant oats can have a GI in the 70s, while steel-cut oats stay in the low 50s. This means rolled oats provide a bit less sustained energy and fullness compared to steel-cut, but they're still a high-quality whole grain and an excellent carb source for bulking. I often use plain rolled oats in my diet, adding flavors like cinnamon, fruit, or protein powder to keep things interesting. Just watch out for flavored instant oatmeal packets with added sugars, which can turn a healthy carb into a dessert. Rolled oats are affordable, quick to prepare, and nutrient-rich, making them a reliable, convenient choice. While steel-cut oats edge them out slightly, rolled oats still deserve a solid A-tier ranking for bulking carbs. Corn often gets overlooked, but is a solid B-tier carb for bulking when eaten whole. Think corn on the cob, frozen kernels, or popcorn without excessive butter. Whole corn is a whole grain, providing about 5 grams of protein and 4 grams of fiber per cup, along with antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin that support eye health. It's also rich in B vitamins and minerals such as magnesium, zinc, copper, and manganese. Corn has a moderate glycemic index and digests slower than refined carbs like white bread, helping with fullness. While processed corn products like tortilla chips or cornflakes are less healthy, whole corn offers good nutritional value and variety. It's affordable, easy to prepare, and pairs well with other grains to add texture and nutrients. For these reasons, corn is a dependable bulking carb that deserves its B-tier spot. Just skip the fried corn snacks to keep it clean. Pastries, donuts, sugary muffins, and similar baked treats are firmly D-tier when it comes to bulking nutrition. Though tempting and delicious, these foods are packed with refined flour, high sugar, and often unhealthy fats like trans or saturated fats from butter and shortening. This combo makes them calorie-dense but low in fiber, micronutrients, and satiety, leading to blood sugar spikes and fat storage, especially problematic during a surplus. I've learned firsthand that indulging in pastries for the carbs often left me sluggish and didn't support muscle growth. Research links high intake of refined carbs and added sugars to poorer body composition and health outcomes. While convenient and tasty, pastries offer little benefit beyond empty calories and can easily derail a clean bulk. They're best saved for rare treats, not everyday fuel. Final ranking, D tier. If you want to learn the differences between hypertrophy and strength training, make sure to watch the next video.